the background is the Birmingham clock, emphasising it is 6:20, so we're 10 minutes away from the final game of the day here in the IBSA World Games and the blind football, as it is the third game of the day in the men's group. And match day one rounds off with Mexico and Morocco facing off in Group D as sunlight descends here on the second city of Birmingham. The pitch is very much black in the shade. There are little bits with sunlight still shining through as it is getting into the early evening here. Still a beautiful surrounding and setting here for a game of football. Brazil winners against Iran earlier on. The next two in this group meet up as there are Mexican flags in the seating areas in the stands on the far side and Moroccan fans there as well. But first, before the action, comes the national anthem.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of Mexico!
Damos al grito de guerra, el acero a prestar y el bridón, y retiemble en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiemble en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Niño patria, tus eres de oliva, de la paz del arcángel divino, en el cielo tu eterno destino, Toledo de Dios escribió. Mas si osare un extraño enemigo, profanar con sus plantas tu suelo, pienso patria querida en el cielo, un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Un soldado en cada hijo te dio. Mexicanos al grito de guerra, el acero a prestar y el bridón. Y retiemble en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. Y retiemble en sus centros la tierra, al sonoro rugir del cañón. ¡Vamos, México!
Please remain standing if you're able for the national anthem of Morocco!
مسرح الأنوار منتدى السؤدد وحماه منتدى وحماه اشرق الأوطان للعلا علوان ذكرى كل إنسان ذكرى كل إنسان الجسدين هب فتاة هب نداء بدمي وإمامها وكتره إخوتي اليوم يلولا سيار مرشد الدنيا الدنيا بشرى الله والوطن والبلد.
Anthem's done, time for the game to commence as they stand behind their flags. Two volunteers, of course, that are all stationed round at these games in their sort of light green tops on their knee, and of course putting their flag out, the Mexican flag and the Moroccan flag out in front of the crowd to cheer on, and of course for the Mexican and Moroccan fans to sing that. Time for the teams then for this last game of the day as match day one concludes in the men's blind football group stages. We get to see the 50th and 60th team at these group stages. Start with the Mexicans then. Carlos Minchaca is in goal, captained by number 3 Eduardo Cerezo. Number 4 is Francisco Rangel. Omar Otero is number 7, and completing the lineup is number 8 Edgar Carrillo. Churiel Martinez is the substitute goalkeeper. followed by the 4 outfield subs of Carlos Rodriguez, Sergio Morales, Gerardo Sotelo and Reynaldo Rivera. And head coach for the Mexican side is Raul Ortiz, with their guide behind the Moroccan goal being Ricardo Bonet. Well, the Moroccan side are like this then for their opening encounter. They line up with Samir Bara in goal. Hussam Gili is the number 3. Their number 10 is Abdelrazak Hatab and is skippering the side this evening. Zuhair Snisla is the number 9, and number 5 is Redouane Bourer. He substitutes Mohamed Hamouchi, Hikam Lamlas, Ayoub Hadimi, Othman Driouf and Abdullahi Atal Hakem. Their head coach is Driss El Muntaki, with the guide Saeed Himi, I should say. Well, the final game of the day, of course, would have been 6, but we've only had the 5 games scheduled for today that have taken place on the pitch. This is the 5th of them, as the Moroccan players stand behind their flags for the photos, as do the Mexican players. Well, earlier on today, India women 0, Argentina 4. Argentina were very stylish and looked really in the groove in their victory in Group B. The second round of matches for Germany and Austria, they played at a 0-0 draw, very close geographically, as we know, very close in terms of the game itself. Colombia-Spain was 3-0 Colombia's, the South American side. In the end were too good and too quick for the Spanish side. France-Mali was a walkover in France's favour due to Mali, of course, not being here. And, of course, earlier it was Iran 0, Brazil 0 in this group, as Brazil kicked off this tournament themselves with a victory. And it's the final game of the day as Mexico here take on Morocco. Alongside me, as he has been throughout the day and given very good analysis, is Dixie Dean. Dixie, obviously we saw Brazil and Iran put up a decent show in a competitive manner. What do you make of this game between Mexico and Morocco? Do you think it might be one of those where we need to possibly see one side really look the stronger than the other one to really sort of challenge Brazil and Iran, or do you maybe expect them both to be quite tense in terms of approaching this game?
Yeah, not sure what to expect from either of them, really. Morocco are champions of Africa, and I think Mexico, I think they're champions of the Central American League, Countries League. So, yeah, I would imagine that both be sort of half decent, but you know, you can usually tell within the first couple of minutes which way it's how it's going to pan out. Watching them warming up, they've got very rigorous warm-up routines, very professional. I know Morocco are well supported financially and enter most competitions around the world. So I've got every reason to think that they're going to be half decent, because they're not going to pump all that money in if they're not that good. So I think Morocco will be all right. The Mexicans, not quite so sure, but we'll wait and see. And as I say, within a minute or two, you can usually tell which way the game's going to go and what sort of style of football that they both play.
Well, the officials for this game, Farzad Felveli is the referee number 1. He's got 3 other referees: Luis Oliveros, Lucio Morgado, Vivek Tundi Parambi, with the scorer being Stefan Milinkovic and the timekeeper being Yuta Suzuki. In attendance are the Brazilian men's team as well as the Iranian men's team who just played, and even, of course, fellow country women's side Morocco in attendance, who are in action tomorrow, one of 6 games to be played across Thursday afternoon in both the women and the men's tournament. As the Brazilians look on, no doubt casting their selves and their eyes over the Moroccans and the Mexicans, as it will be the Mexicans in all white, black writing with their names on the top, the number just below it, kicking us off from right to left. White shirts, white shorts, white socks, against Morocco in all green, with the sort of white on the back of their shirts, with Morocco just emphasising which country they're representing being the top of the back of their shirt. And immediately, inside the opening 6 seconds, Mexico got themselves the first corner of the game.
Yeah, it was a quick break on the left-hand side. Player moved with the ball particularly quickly, and he's got himself a corner for his team. So here we go, and we'll soon see what they're like.
Omar Otero and Francisco Rangel are the two players over on the near side. Corner is taken. 12 metres out is Otero. Challenge is a good one by Morocco and their captain Abdelrazak Hattab. Now in possession of the ball is the Moroccan player coming forward with it. It is Zouher Snisla. Very tall player, certainly a considerable height advantage to the Mexican. Still goes on, just overruns it out of play, but certainly very keen and very bold, direct run by the Moroccan number 9 there, as he just ran out of room and ran out of the 4G pitch. As Mexico goes short from this, as we get to see in the opening exchanges what these two sides are like. Carrillo through the legs with the pass. And over on the near side is Francisco Rangel, battling away. And able to get it clear are the Moroccan players. And steering it clear was Redouane Bourar. On his own up there in the Mexican half is Zouher Snisla. At 18 metres out or so, just in front of the centre circle. Edgar Carrillo comes away with it. Gili closing down now. Carrillo inside the Moroccan half as they defend. Mexico attacking in it. However, though, Otero in possession has lost out, as now Snisla brings it away. But Mexico have won it back. Just the last few seconds to a minute, we've seen the game really scrappy. Referee Farzad Falvelli letting the play carry on, even though the Mexicans maybe thought there was a foul against them. As Hattab in the bright orange captain's armband backing into the Mexican player. And of course the referee has got his fingers up to say the ball's got to move after 4 seconds, and he has stopped it, as there was that persistent pressure put on by Abdelrazak Hattab, the captain. It appears as though it's going to be an uncontested drop ball here, I think, Dixie.
Yeah, I think the ball just got stuck between them, so no one's really committed the offence. So he's going to start with a contested drop ball by the looks, which I think is fair enough, because no one had the ball, so it's just moving the other players back.
Yeah, he's just told Edgar Carrillo to drop back a couple of yards. It has dropped. It is the Moroccan player Hattab there first. At 16 metres out is Otero. May look to have a go here. Dribbling away, loses his footing at the vital moment. And it goes straight through to the goalkeeper, Samir Barra, who then throws it out to Snisla. In bright blue is Samir Barra with a sort of greyish coloured cap on. Certainly in the shade, so certainly sunlight not affecting him as the Moroccan goalkeeper. As it will be a Mexico goal kick as Morocco played it out. Carlos Minchaka with the kick. Now Carrillo, or with the throw out I should say. Of course they have to use their hands from the restarts when the ball is out of play, do the goalkeepers in blind football. That's a lovely turn by Otero. Charging on. Moroccan stop him and get in the way. Is now Hattab looking to strike. Now sort of 15 metres out. It's a good defensive block by the Mexican in their middle third. Snisla going on. Cerezo with a foot in. Mexico can't get a clear. Hattab hits it. Struck very well, and it is well saved by Carlos Minchaka. But first test for him, and first test for either goalkeeper in this game. And we're starting to see what the Moroccan captain Abdelrazak Hattab is all about. Here's now Snisla. Really good start this by Morocco, and off the bar from Snisla. Has come back to him. The number 9 trying to get away to get the shot in. He's got a chance here, as he no. Crowded out by Edgar Carrillo. And Snisla's down. The guy behind the goal for Morocco, Saeed Himi, just telling him to get up, and no doubt give him some words of encouragement. It's been a real good start this by Morocco. We were looking to try and score first. The last touch is off the Mexican player Edgar Carrillo with the last touch, and it will be a Moroccan corner, but we've seen two very good opportunities for Morocco, Dixie, in the opening 5 minutes here.
Yeah, they've really stepped up a gear here, and about two good efforts, particularly like the big tall centre forward. It looks like he can hit it with either foot, because that last one he hit the bar was off his left, and earlier on he hit a good ball in with his right. So yeah, he's some player. He's strong too.
Yeah, just seeing on the replay the left-footed drive that bounced off the bar. Just before that, Hatab had an effort which Minchaka saved. Corner comes to nothing for Morocco. Here's Hatab! He scores this time! Powerful effort low past Minchaka, who tried his very best to keep it out. And they've got off to an absolute flying start of Morocco. Abdelrazak Hatab hobbling away in sheer discomfort and sheer pain. He will now fall to the floor, but his side are in front as Morocco take the lead in this encounter with Mexico. Mexico 0, Morocco 1. Brilliant strike by Abdelrazak Hatab's got them in front.
Yeah, let's have a look at this again. He's won the ball just on the third. He's gone round to the left and struck it firmly with his left foot into the bottom right-hand corner. It was lovely. And I'm not sure if it was a guy that might have injured him when he jumped on him. Perhaps we'll see from this angle. Oh, it's a fantastic strike.
I think he might have just overextended himself, perhaps. It was certainly not a touch from a Mexican player that seen him go down, but he is still sort of holding his left sort of near as he's back inside his own half. As on the ball for Morocco was the number 3, Hussam Gili. However, though it is a Mexico free kick, there was a foul in there of some sort. Not the best of starts from the side from Central North America, but certainly one for the African side who strike first. And you did say that Moroccan sort of blind football has seen a lot of money invested into it, and you can certainly see, because they do look at a really good side in this opening exchanges to this one here in the final match of the day, in the final game of this first match day, as Group D concludes the first round of matches today. And certainly early on here we do maybe think here potentially, Dixie, very early on we know, but Iran, Brazil, Morocco, if Morocco are to hold on, could be a really good three-way tussle, and don't even rule out Mexico in that.
No, not at all. I think Mexico will come back into this game, but Morocco, I quite like the way they play. They're full of enthusiasm. Oh, keeper was nearly outside his area then, making the save. He's got away with that one, and it's been a good start to the game. It's quite open.
Cerezo had the shot, and it was an opportunity which Sami Bara kept hold of just down the other end. Sliding in was Zuher Snisla, who was trying to keep a shot on goal and keep it down low, but he couldn't get a touch to it or get a real good shot behind it, as it will be a Mexican corner. Good response this by the Mexican side, and Raul Ortiz's side after they fell behind just a few minutes ago through a great strike from Abdelrazak Hatab. Did see very early on in this first half Otero and Francisco Rangel take the corner between each other on that near side. They have done so. He's inside the penalty area now, looking to shoot is Omar Otero, but the Moroccan players are back and defending it. Hatab chasing. Was he blocked up by Edgar Carrillo? He's taken Cerezo out in the process, his own teammate. The ball is anywhere at the moment. It's up for grabs. Sinister's going for it. Cerezo is down.
The referee's going to have to stop this as head guard to come off.
And play has now stopped as Cerezo's eye guard or eye mask, whatever you prefer to call it, is off as well. As Morocco were just building ahead of steam. It certainly was frantic, wasn't it? As we've got a chance to catch our breath, but very much feels a bit like deja vu from the Colombia and Spain game from earlier on this, doesn't it, Dixie? I mean, both sides going hell for leather at the moment. As
They certainly are, but that last bit of movement, there was bodies flying everywhere. First we had a Mexican, then a Moroccan, then another Moroccan, then another Mexican. It's very lively. It looks like he's got a bit of a back strain, the Mexican at the back there, but he's up on his feet, putting his eye shades back on, so we're nearly ready to go again. I think the referee probably, I can't remember who had the ball. Who had the ball?
Well, it was over on the near side. Snisla was there with the ball at his feet.
It's going to be an uncontested drop ball. I believe it's going to be It looks like it's going to be to Morocco. Morocco making a sub.
Yeah, they are making a couple of substitutions. Hattab is off, the goal scorer. Just saw the replays there. What a fine strike it was away from the keeper as Othman Driouf comes on. The number 8 for Morocco. He's just occupying a position on the near side right in front of us. Is Othman Driouf. So it is going to just drop at the Moroccan player's feet as we now carry on. First couple of touches it's coming on for Othman Driouf. Good play. Just slices it across himself and it is a Mexican goal kick. In a all sort of black kit. Gold writing, and for Carlos Minchaka is an absolutely lovely goalie strip, I have to say. One of the better ones in this tournament. Probably actually is better than the Mexican outfielder's kit, which is Adidas designed in all white with the sort of black labelling and black logo and black on the side. Good run this by Francisco Rangel. Crowded out, goes off a Morocco player last. It's gone out for a corner kick as getting a foot in there was Redouane Bourar. And of course as well, Morocco did bring on Mohamed Hamouchi as well, so they did make a double alteration just a few moments ago rather than just the one single sub. Corner taken on the near side. Getting closer to the Moroccan goal is Otero, trying to fire one towards goal. Morocco get it clear is Driouf, right on the near side, using the boards very well to his advantage. Coming in field, he's about 15 yards out or so. This is real positive play by Driouf. Goes over to the far side boards. Correa will try and shield it out of play. Was there a shove on him? Yes, there was. Morocco with their first foul of this first half going against them.
It's been quite a frantic opening 6 or 7 minutes, hasn't it? There's action going on all over the place.
Well, it is pulsating, it is non-stop. There is a real appetite for both to get the ball down and play as soon as possible, isn't there? And both sort of trying to attack the other one. As Morocco are in defensive mode at the moment. Driouf comes away with it right in front of us. Gerardo Sotelo is warming up as Driouf goes close with an effort. He's been very bold and he's only been on the pitch and making a couple of minutes as he fires a shot towards the near post of Carlos Minchaka. A low effort which he comfortably sees past him as there will be a Mexico change. As Gerardo Sotelo will come off. And he will be replaced by Omar Otero. As Otero is just getting consoled by Jordiel Martinez, the substitute goalkeeper reserved for Mexico. So he'll be off temporarily. As you've seen throughout the day and throughout this tournament, it doesn't mean it's the end of the game for you. You will come back on. We have seen players with cuts and bruises come back on as Mexico try and line up a shot. However, though, Rangel unable to get a clean strike towards Samir Bara's goal. On the ball now for Morocco is Bourar. He's lost out. Mexico come away with it. Here is now Sotelo. Good opportunity this for the number 9. Brilliant block by the Moroccan defence. In the way of it was Hussam Gili. Now the number 8, Driouf coming to it. Plays it short to the feet on the near side of the number 6, Hamouchi. Driouf with the shot. Saved by Carlos Minchaka. Certainly Othman Driouf is seemingly on a real personal goal to try and score himself. He's had a lot of opportunities where he's found himself in some lovely areas, but he just can't quite seem to get that all-important goal for himself and for his team to go 2-0 up, Dixie.
No, not at all. But brave goalkeeping again there by the keeper. He's done it in amongst the feet and they were flying, and that's brave goalkeeping. But here we go again. We've got Mexico comfortably on the ball on the far side.
They come in field with Eduardo Cerezo. Kicking it away to the near side. On the boards is Francisco Rangel, closed down by Redouane Bourar. Closing him down all the way. Cerezo now on the far side. Both hands on the boards. Just trying to get away from Bourar, who is being tigerish in there and comes away with it with a clean challenge. He has got Hamouchi alongside him. Hamouchi is found. Ball has just gone behind him. Bounces off the board and out of play for a goal kick, but it looked really promising. Morocco that just couldn't quite get himself set right, could Hamouchi, as the ball just drifted away from him. As coming now is Rangel, trying to get away from the number 3 Hussam Gili, who fouls him, as that is a second foul given against Morocco, as there was 2 hands clearly on the back of Francisco Rangel, and it will be a Mexico free kick. And what we're talking about, 6 metres out or so, sort of towards the far side here, as the replay is shown back with that clear shove from Hussam Gili. So a chance for Mexico with just over 5.5 minutes of this first half to play to get themselves level here and potentially work the goalkeeper Samir Bada here, Dixie.
Yeah, so it's a good opportunity for the Mexico players here. They're about 8-9 metres out, I suppose, but it's fairly central. It's too far out for a shot, but they'll work the ball left or right and create an opening and get a shot off. There's just the 2 of them over the ball. There's no supporting players at all, so it's going to be between those 2 who runs with it, I think.
Well, the Morocco players almost feels like couldn't go any further back, because they'll be pretty close to the goalkeeper and being in his box, Samir Bada. Morocco players very much inside the final third, but not quite in the goalkeeper's half of the pitch. In his sort of little box that he's not allowed to leave. It will be Morocco who've got to defend this. Mexico will take this. Rangel and Sotelo around this. The right black boot of Rangel is on the ball at the moment. There's the guide, Ricardo Bonnet, taps and clicks the post. Sotelo will hit it straight into the wall as Druif is there. Looks to ball carry a long way. Closed down by Carrillo and Rangel in white of Mexico. Here is Druif. Good play this as he goes towards the near side, gets the shot away. Comes off the left ankle of Edgar Carrillo. And there will be a Morocco corner. But what they have done very, very well, Dixie, what I've noticed is that they've been brilliant, Morocco, when Mexico have had opportunities in their half. They've been brilliant at just carrying it out and going straight into the opposition half. And certainly something that maybe Mexico need to get their priorities right, because they really are taking a risk from these free kicks that they get, aren't they, at the moment, or corners?
Yeah, strangely enough, Morocco's best chances have come from when Mexico are on the attack, which is a bit perverse, really. But it's because they break so quickly. They move the ball really, really fast, and they're quick over the ground themselves. So, yeah, Mexico really need to keep themselves under control and not get too hot-headed and all bomb forward. Leave someone at the back there who can pick the little pieces up when they break out. But no, it's a good open game at the moment. I'm enjoying it, and yeah, we've got 5 minutes left of this half.
Yeah, certainly not quite red hot roasting temperatures. It has very much cooled down over the sort of last few hours, as the players in this timeout have some drinks in their system, and of course some of them deciding to just sort of get some cold water just to sort of rub over their heads and just to sort of add to the hydration as well into their bodies. Because it will be a Morocco corner that will restart this game. Just over 5 minutes left to play this first half, and it has been a very intriguing open contest. Certainly makes it better for us broadcasters covering this game. Final game of the day here at the University of Birmingham. Group D of the men's tournament, 16 teams within it. Final 2 sides of this tournament we get to see in the men's draw today. Morocco make nothing of this corner. Traditional sort of throw out, right arm across the floor from Carlos Minchaka. Mexico lose out though. Good work by Othman Driouf, who's been absolutely everywhere since he came on for Morocco. Sotelo battling away with him, but Driouf just seems to always win the battle against any Mexican player that gets around him. He's carried the ball again inside the Mexican half, just over the 14-metre line. These sort of little lines that go from one side of the pitch to the other rather than just a whole straight line. It's sort of just staggered little sort of lines across the pitch. And away from the sideboard, Edgar Carrillo wins it. Eduardo Cerezo clearing it. And now finding Francisco Rangel as the ball bounces off the near boards. Morocco not being afraid to be physical. There did seem to be a little touch on Eduardo Cerezo, who's certainly having his battle scars in this game. No foul on Mohamed Hamouchi midway through the Mexican half as they now look to come forward. As it will be a goal kick for the Moroccans, who were able to close down the Mexicans as they couldn't lead to getting a shot on Samir Bara's goal. Certainly a colourful outfit by Samir Bara, grey cap, dark blue shirt, dark blue shorts and red socks, and of course black sort of knee sort of pads or covers to of course make sure he doesn't get any sort of scars or cuts from the 4G Astro. Driouf stays up and was honest there in terms of being clipped by a Mexican player, but maybe just emerging as a bit of a scrappy game this. We are seeing players going on the floor from challenges, and maybe it's just going into a bit of a lull here, Dixie, perhaps.
Yeah, it's got a little bit scrappy, and you know, someone needs to put a foot on the wall and start dictating the play. It's understandable Mexico are trying to get into it and they're putting a lot of effort in, but some of that effort is a bit pointless because it's just over enthusiasm. If they just slow themselves down a little bit, they might have better luck. It's all 90 mile an hour at the moment, so we got a corner to Mexico.
Brazilians in attendance, fresh from their win against Iran. Iran in the crowd as well. There are Mexican flags actually on the railings towards the back of the seating area over on the far side. Green and white, of course, emphasising two of the three colours on the Mexican flag. As there looks to be a change for Mexico in the offing, as Reinaldo Rivera is going to be introduced very shortly. Ball won't go out, will remain stationary. However, though, it is a Mexican corner kick as they are in a very good spell here in this game. He's just going through his final checks, just trying to see if the sort of inner sort of mask or inner tape before the eye mask is to the referee's liking. So Mexico are going to make a substitution here with just under 3 minutes left of this first half to play. Jogging over it from the far side of the near side, having to make the sort of straight line jog, is Edgar Carrillo, who will come off and be replaced by Reinaldo Rivera.
That's a name, isn't it?
Certainly a bit of alliteration there, isn't it, Reinaldo Rivera? So he comes on. Mexico have made a couple of changes already in this first half, with Sotelo coming on. Morocco also as well have made changes. So it will be a Mexico corner. I think Morocco are actually planning a substitution of their own. Looks like Zuher Snisla is going to be coming on here, or coming back on, I should say.
Yeah, I'm not surprised they brought him back on because he was certainly, when he was on the first time, he was very lively, really strong, and carried the ball well up the other end.
Corner is taken, trying to come infield from the near side. Is Sotelo in the Moroccan half? Can he get off his marker, shake him off to shoot? He goes down. Brilliant defending by Hussam Gili. If he committed a foul there, it would have been a Mexican penalty, but he didn't, and did everything right. Did everything but concede a penalty, did Hussam Gili. Inside the Mexican half. Just back and behind and over the 14-metre line. Rivera now towards Francisco Rangel. They're going to dribble away from Bourer goes down. He says carry on. It is a goal kick as Rangel was looking to continue, but did just slice his shot wide as Sami Bara is not at all happy with how easily Francisco Rangel got the shot away there inside his own penalty area.
Yeah, he's certainly torn into his defenders there. Not a happy bunny at all.
Sneesler up there, look to thread up front, still going on. Cerezo is down, good tussle between them two there. Honest and fair. Cerezo comes away with it, the Mexico captain. He's been down a couple of times with a whack in the face and a bit of an injury. Sotelo down, he's taken a Moroccan player with him in Redouane Bourer. Quite comical that happening. It was almost like dominoes. One goes down and another one falls. However, they're both quickly back up to their feet. Sotelo going over the halfway line, now over the 14-metre line. And he's getting inside the Moroccan final third. And it has gone out of play for a Mexico corner kick. They can smell an equaliser. They are edging closer, it feels like, to getting on the scoreline here are the Mexicans.
Yeah, it strikes me that the goalkeeper is just creating panic in his defenders. He's jumping up and down. His arms are waving around, and certainly the Moroccan defenders are very unsure of themselves at the moment. And I think what he needs to do is give them a bit of praise and help them along a bit, not scream at them.
Yeah, certainly one of the more animated goalkeepers we've seen today is Samir Bara, as Morocco going to make two more subs. Abdelrazak Khattab brought back in, reintroduced into the game as he replaces Othman Driouf, who was good in his little cameo. Samir Bara just getting Abdelrazak Khattab into the sort of three-man wall to defend this corner. Left to right, Hisham Gili, middle of the three, Redouane Bourer, and of course as well is the number 10 Khattab. The shot comes in now and is fired over. Morocco with the restart. Just over 60 seconds left to play this first half. Zouher Sneesler on the halfway line. Good close control. Very tall player, still goes on. He's away from Rivera. Shot is saved by the goalkeeper. And on the rebound, he's put it wide. He had a lot of the goal to aim for, did Zouher Sneesler. And that could prove to be a costly miss, perhaps, later on in the game. The goalkeeper, Carlos Minchaka, cuts a huge sigh of relief. That would have no doubt been skipping a beat as Morocco look to get a second. Here's Abdelrazak Khattab. Closed down, no foul. He does get back up to his feet quickly, and the lack of appeal show he didn't think it was a foul. Khattab does get the shot away, and it has gone into our commentary position and well wide of the goal.
Yeah, it was great running there. As I said, we can see why the big number 9's come back on. He carries the ball so well and just relieves all the pressure from the Morocco defence, and he carries it and he even fashions out an opportunity for himself. He's a fine player.
Yes, he fashions a corner for his side, as there was just that chance a few moments ago for Zouher Sneesler. He's hit the bar, he's forced a save out of the keeper, and perhaps with the easiest chance of the lot, he completely got it off target and sent it wide of Minchaka's near post and actually off the pitch. Morocco got themselves at the corner. Redouane Bourer with the sort of brownish hair is behind Sneesler, who takes it. About 10 metres out. It's another good effort and another fine save by Carlos Minchaka. Certainly in terms of the target practice, he's getting closer and closer to scoring his Zouher Sneesler, and we've seen players who've been so dominant in good areas throughout the day in attacking positions feel like they won't score. It almost feels like it's going to happen soon for Sneesler.
Yeah, it was a great effort and a really good save by the keeper. He's able to shovel it round the post, and yeah, great bit of play all round.
He just came in from the near side, about 10 metres out, let fly. It was an effort which Minchaka was equal to and kept him out as the half-time whistle blows. An entertaining first half, which Morocco edge. They have had the better of the chances. Towards the end, Carlos Minchaka, the Mexican goalkeeper, with a few vital stops to keep it at 1-0, but the all-important goal came from Abdelrazak Khattab, the Moroccan captain, who put them into the lead They've hit the bar with Zuher Sneesler. He's missed a big opportunity. He's coming off the end of the pitch, actually. All 5 of the Moroccan players all side by side with the goalkeeper Samir Bara, who walks them off with the Moroccan guide as well, with the officials in all black just behind them. But here are the first half highlights from this game. Abdelrazak Hattab fashioning the chance and scoring, which is the only goal of the game so far. He had an opportunity or two before that, and then the very next one he gets, he's able to clear his man, get it over on his left-hand side, left-footed, low pile driver past the keeper. No chance he was ever going to save that, Carlos Minchaka in the Mexican goal. That was with around sort of 5 minutes gone on the clock, as that is the only goal of the game so far. So it's half-time in the final game of the day in the blind football tournament here at the World Games in Birmingham, in England's second city. It is Mexico 0, Morocco 1. Here is, of course, a little guide to blind football if you're looking to, of course, have a real invest in it or even play in it. And, of course, a word from our sponsors, IBSA, as well. Half-time, Mexico 0, Morocco 1.
It's fast, technical and tense. This is your guide to five-a-side football. There are 5 players per team, 4 outfield players and a goalkeeper. The aim of the sport is to score a goal by kicking the ball into your opponent's goal, and at the end of the game, whoever scored the most wins. Players must wear eye shades to ensure that all players have the same level of vision. That is apart from the goalkeepers, who aren't required to wear eye shades and can be fully sighted. Their job is to keep the ball from going in the goal behind them. But how do the players on the field know where the ball, or indeed the goal, is? Well, the ball in blind football is specially designed to make sound whenever it moves. Also, each team has a guide behind the opposition goal to help direct them. Each player is required to shout "Voy" when going for the ball. This ensures every player has the cues they need to help build a picture of what's going on and what to do next in defence or attack. To help this, total silence is required from the crowd until a goal goes in. Voy is Spanish for go, and it was the Spanish who were credited with originally developing blind football in the 1920s. As well as the Paralympics, teams from all corners of the world can compete at World, European, Asian, African and America's Championships, as well as a World Grand Prix.
Blind football can be played by both men and women, with the historic first Women's World Championships coming up in 2023.
So what are you waiting for? Give it a try.
IBSA, International Blind Sports Federation, presents, with the support of the International Paralympic Committee, IBSA Anti-Doping App, the first application of its kind in the Paralympic movement, specifically designed for blind and visually impaired people. Athletes, coaches, medical staff, managers, and the public in general now have a powerful tool to stay focused on the principles of clean sport. Scrolling down the main menu, you can find all the important themes you need to know to play fair and be alert to testing procedures and necessary adaptations for athletes with visual impairments. IBSA gives top priority to anti-doping control, being the only international federation with 3 sports in the Paralympic family: goalball, football, and judo. IBSA Anti-Doping App has external links, namely to WADA, where our sport agents can always find the most updated information, especially the list of prohibited substances and methods. Glory in sport can only be achieved by the athlete's awareness of their rights and responsibilities. You can find them on the IBSA Anti-Doping App. IBSA is continuously promoting anti-doping education to all its affiliate athletes and sport agents, not only about the consequences of the use of doping and the risk of using supplements. IBSA believes that education is the major tool to fight doping in sport. Informed athletes can make better decisions. Download the app now at the usual operating system stores.
And ladies and gentlemen, we have seen history being made today.
Such a great team at these championships.
IBSA. Beyond sight, feel the sport.
Time absolutely flew by in that interval. It is Mexico 0, Morocco 1. The final 15 minutes of action is about to commence here in the day. We've already seen today India 0, Argentina 4 in the women's blind football tournament. Germany and Austria played a 0-0 draw in the women's competition. And in the group stages, Group C got underway and Group D has got underway. We're in Group D at the moment. Colombia, Spain 3-0 earlier in Group C. France given a 6-0 win against Mali, due to Mali, of course, not being able to travel to the English second city of Birmingham. Iran narrowly lost 1-0 to Brazil as Morocco from right to left got us underway in all green against Mexico left to right in all white in this second half. And over on the far side, it is with the number 4, Rangel. And of course, his heavy touch forces a bit of work for Eduardo Cerezo. He can't keep it in play. 13 seconds into the second half, Morocco get the first corner of this period. With Snisla and Bourar over the far side for this corner. Now Snisla just lost his foot and still manages to stay on his feet. Does eventually go down as he shoots. A real sort of theme of the day is players losing their footing on a couple of occasions, but he does get back up quickly. Here's a chance for Hatab now for Morocco. Good defending though by Eduardo Cerezo, who's in the way of it. Now it is with Gerardo Sotelo. Here's an opportunity for him. Touch goes off Gili. It's a Mexican corner, and it looks like we're going to have a game of you attack, we attack here, Dixie, possibly for this second half.
Yeah, it's the second half was started as the first half finished, so yeah, it's going to be good. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. So a corner to the Mexicans here. We've got two players over on the ball.
Yeah, the two players on the ball are Francisco Rangel. He is one of them. And of course, the other player is the number 7, Omar Otero, who has come on for the start of this second half. It takes another deflection. The Moroccan defence standing strong. Napoli concede another corner, rather seeing the ball ripple into the back of the net. Three of them from right to left are Hussam Gili, Redouane Bourar and Abdelrazak Hatab. Otero now to the number 4, Rangel. Closed down, goes down. Very good work by the Moroccans to win it and have possession. Just on the halfway line, Hatab now to Snisla. Just lets it run across him as he's about sort of 5 or so metres infield from the near sideboard. Here's now Snisla, shoots. And it's off target as Mexico have made a goalkeeper change with Carlos Minchaca out of it and Chodiel Martinez on, as well as Omar Otero on for the start of this second half. We'll reveal the two sides shortly. Snisla goes bang into the near sideboard, but still has the ball at his feet. That's very good work by the Moroccan number 9. Foot goes in though by Otero. Otero collides with Gili. About sort of 10 metres out is Otero looking to shoot, drifts over to the left. There's a Moroccan player down, ushered up by Hatab. The player who was down was actually Hussam Gili. It's a real fast-paced environment in this second period. Cerezo clipped, and it will be a Mexican free kick. Hatab taking him down, clear foul, clear free kick. First foul of this second half is a Moroccan one, and Mexico have got a free kick. And round about here, Dixie, about sort of 10 metres out.
Yeah, it's round about that, out on the left-hand side. Clear foul was a trip by the captain there, and he didn't fancy chasing him back, so he thought, right, down you go in.
Yeah, so once this free kick is taken, I will reveal the two sides as the Mexican flags are in the railings in the seating area away to our right from our commentary position. Todo Mexico, the top of one flag, and then Mexico, and then Mi Corazon in the white, in black writing, Mexico at the top of it. The background colour green in sort of black writing. It's like it's sort of been just sort of sprayed on, but getting some support from home to encourage them. They have taken the free kick. Missed kick by Rangel. Morocco back to defend it. A lot of the play's been on the near sideboard in this second half. Bourar down. Good tenacious work by Rangel, who goes down. Hussam Gili alongside him stands his ground well and just put off, I think, Francisco Rangel. Here's now Khatab getting closer to the Mexican final third. It will be a goal kick. It's a good time as ever to tell you the two sides. Chodiel Martinez in goal for Mexico. Receiving the ball from the throw is Omar Otero. Gerardo Sotelo and Enrique Cerezo are in the side, as well as Francisco Rangel. And for Morocco, they have in goal Samir Bara. And there it is, it's a second goal for Morocco. And it is 2-0. And it's a second for Abderrazak Khatab. Well, it's a brace for him. It's a captain's performance. Stellar, to say the least. And they now have breathing space, as it is Mexico 0, Morocco 2. And maybe that injury has just crept back in to the man who hobbles away. But it's Mexico 0, Morocco 2.
Yeah, it was great play by Sotelo, I think, the number 9. He's battled away for the ball, won the ball, and just knocked it to the side, and his captain's come alongside him and rifled it into the corner of that. It was good play. There he goes, there's the little pass, and yeah, right into the corner. Goalkeeper, no chance.
Yeah, Chodiel Martinez looks like he helps it in, and Sneasler providing the assist for his teammate Khatab. It might be the other way around here as Sneasler shoots, but Mexico able to close it down and concede a corner. I was revealing the rest of the team, but Morocco just quickly are like this. Samir Bara in goal. They have Hussam Gili, the number 3, at the back. They also have Redouane Bourar. And then you mentioned the two players who linked up for the second goal in Zuher Sneasler, the number 9, and number 10, and Abderrazak Khatab, and captain with the double that has put them 2-0 up. As we still have over 11 minutes of this half to play. Sneasler shoots wide of the near post of Chodiel Martinez's goal. Throws it out towards Omar Otero, who sort of just leaves his right leg open to collect on his inside. Puts his left hand to sort of lean on the board. He had a lot of time and a lot of space for that, as there is a Mexican player down. Gerardo Sotelo, the player who's down. He is back up though. Doesn't look like he's got 2 feet planted yet. It just looks like he is just hobbling away when he has to move and have some motion. Here is now Khatab, still goes on, looking to shoot, trying to get onto his left foot, but it actually came off his right foot and sent him taking a tumble, as it will be a Mexico goal kick, with Khatab now down and maybe needing some medical attention, because both times he's scored it seems to have maybe aggravated some sort of muscle injury perhaps, which would be a real shame if he was to not just be injured for the rest of this game, but potentially the rest of this group stage, where Morocco would certainly fancy their chances of progressing, Dixie.
Yeah, he's carrying a knock to the ankle. He's he's hobbling away all the time. He comes alive when the ball comes in his vicinity, but as soon as he's not on the ball, he's hobbling away, and he's on the attack again now.
I think the term they use is playing through gritted teeth, playing through the pain barrier is Abderrazak Khatab. As it looks like there's going to be a couple of Moroccan change. I think that might be the cue for Khatab's game to end here this evening, as it is sunlight, very little sunlight on the pitch as we are into evening time, as it falls into dusk skies in the second city here at the University of Birmingham, where the World Games are. First round of matches completed at the end of this game between Mexico and Morocco in the men's side of the draw. Moving on to match day 3 in the women's side of it in the next couple of days. Match day 2. Dusted there. Here is now Hussam Gili over on the near side, battling away with Omar Otero. Comes away from it. It looked like a shove from Otero there, but Gili doesn't complain and carries on. Bourar and Khatab trying to come to an understanding to clear. Khatab does. He's clearly straight to Mexico's captain Eduardo Cerezo, who does well to skip away from Sneasler. Now coming up to the 14-metre line. Brilliant challenge by Hussam Gili. Went to ground and Cerezo went flying. His eye mask has gone off again. And the referee, Farzad Falvelli, left with no choice but to pause the game and allow Cerezo to put his eye mask back on over the sort of white sort of plasters that, of course, he has before the eye mask goes on. But it is Mexico 0, Morocco 2. With just over 9 minutes left to play. Still time for Mexico to turn this around, but Morocco will have something to say about that.
Yeah, so we got an uncontested drop ball again, and Morocco are going to start with the ball.
So this is the 5th game from 6 that was scheduled. Remember, France versus Mali didn't take place. France given a win because Mali have not been able to travel here to the second city in England earlier on today. India 0, Argentina 4 in the women's group stages. Germany 0, Austria 0. Up for grabs. Second place in that group. Colombia 3, Spain 0 earlier on in the men's group C. And of course Group D got underway with Brazil winning 1-0 against Asian side Iran. Morocco lead 2-0 here against Mexico. As going forward now is Francisco Rangel, but he's been crowded out by a couple of Moroccan players. They've been on both sides, defensively and attacking. Really, really good of Morocco. Here is now Zuhair Snisla. Good control in those bright sort of greenish white boots. Combination, green on the outside, white on the inside, loses out though. Does Mexico now have it? Gilly blocks off Otero here. Advantage given. Otero is on the floor looking up to the sky. Hands over his eyes. Eye mask off. And the referee, Farzad Falvelli, left with no choice but to stop the game. And possibly a chance for a couple of substitutions here as Mexico and Morocco both plan to make some substitutions, with Otero having his backside planted into the ground, just trying to get himself together as he gets up from the floor. But with 8 minutes plus to go here, Dixie, what is the plan now? What's the approach for the Mexicans? Because if they get one goal, it just changes the psyche, doesn't it? Maybe it gets Morocco a little bit nervous, a little bit apprehensive here.
Yeah. If they can get the next goal, they're right back into the game. But yeah, I've got to be honest. The way Morocco are playing, I can't see them getting a goal at the moment. The two lads up front from Morocco, the captain and is it Snitzer? Yeah, they just work so hard. They're sort of not just playing up front. And as we thought, the captain is coming off with his ankle problems. But when it breaks down, they're backing in and around the penalty area, hustling away, trying to get the ball back. Really good display by Snisla and the captain.
Yeah, Hassab is off as on goes the number 4, Hikam Lamlas. And number 4, first introduction to this tournament for him. And for Mexico, they've made a change as Rivera is on immediately in the thick of the action. Just drifted out of the penalty area as the ball runs away from him. He's on the sideboard on the far side now, though. Just flicks it and lays it off to a Mexican player. Shot comes in, and it's gone out of play for a Moroccan restart. And it's actually so much so that it's actually ended up nearly hitting me. And going right underneath our table in our position, where of course we are quite susceptible and taking the risk of balls coming towards us in our direction, Dickie. Luckily, bounces off our leg and doesn't actually end up hitting us in the upper body or knocking us out, because they are pretty hard balls, aren't they, if you do get one clouting in the face.
Yeah, they are pretty heavy. Obviously, with the metal plates in the casing, there's 4 metal plates there for the people who don't know. It's a ordinary futsal ball, but in the casing, there's 4 metal plates dotted around with ball bearings in, which makes it audible for the blind players to pick up the location. And a little bit earlier, France were having a little game when luckily we weren't in the tent. And the French lad let fly, come in here and knock the telly off the stand. It was just as well we weren't in here as we'd have been taking evasive action underneath the table, I think.
Well, it might have ended up with one of us, unfortunately, having to spend the night in a hospital bed, perhaps, which is not very ideal, but luckily no one was hurt, and of course we are still here to lend our voices to this coverage as the ice goes on the ankle of Abderrazak Khattab. That can't be good for the Moroccan coaching staff or fellow players if he's to be missing. Of course, he could be a real key player for them for the rest of this tournament. If they are to hold on and win here, they of course do face then the Brazilians and then the Iranians. Brazil to come in the last game on Friday evening. Jordi Martinez throws it out. Otero tried to get the ball under control, doing his sort of unique ball control sort of style where he leans his hand to the sideboard, tried to get it under control, sticks his right leg out in a very strong pose, but couldn't quite get under control. Sneesler shoots. Jordi Martinez diving low to his right inside his box and keeping out. Didn't have enough conviction on the shot there from Zouhair Sneesler.
If Sneesler's got a weak part of his game, it's his shooting. Everything else about his game is perfect, but his shooting is a bit wayward. But he's vital for Morocco because he takes so much pressure off the back too.
Bourrat battling the Moroccan defender just inside the Mexican half. The ball now just trickles over to the right side of the pitch where the Moroccans are at the moment, as they are in their half defending. Mexico yet to really lay siege on Samir Barra's goal, which can't be too promising for the Mexican coaching staff. Was there a sandwich on Hikam Lamlas? Play carries on, nothing wrong with it as the Mexicans look to carry on. And Eduardo Cerezo down again. He has been a lot of the time on the floor on the 4G pitch. Whether it's been a collision or just him losing his footing. Sneesler coming in field, he's about sort of 8 metres out and he's hit it wide. It was nearly the moment for Zouhair Sneesler, and it would have been a richly deserved goal from the big Moroccan number 9. And it was nearly game, set and match for the African side as well, and they would have been 3-0 up and home and dry. Yes. Lamlas battles away with Rivera. And of course replaced Sotelo in the second half. Now Foussam Gili fends off the persistent haranguing of Omar Otero. Now looking over to the far side, bounces off the inner boards. Now about sort of 12 or so metres out is Sneesler, going over the 14-metre line inside the penalty area now. A little pirouette and spin, but he's just been crowded out. He got away from Carrillo. Cerezo in the way of it. Sneesler shoots, and it's into the side netting, and it just looks like it's not going to be the Moroccan number 9's day here. That is another chance at it. Fallen by the wayside for him. He will just march on. He will be certainly desperate to try and score. And speaking of desperate to score, Redouane Bourrat with a powerful right-footed effort, a toe poke, which is into the side netting as the chances keep on coming on the Mexican goal, which is exactly not what Raul Ortiz would have wanted. Is there is a timeout called, much needed for the Mexicans here as they get a chance to regroup. As we get to see some of these opportunities that Morocco have managed to have over the last few minutes, in which they are still continuing their search for another goal here, Dixie.
Yeah, that was a good effort. He just clipped the outside of the post and bar there, but picture sees it was frozen, but there you go. It was a good effort. As I say, Schnitzler, we were talking about him earlier on. His work rate is incredible, and as I say, his weak part of his game is his finishing, but everything else is really, really good. And he's sort of, especially with the captain going off, he's vital now for Morocco, because he just takes all the pressure away from the defence. When he gets on the ball, he can dribble, he can hold it up, he twists and turns, he goes from side to side. He's a cracking player, but like I say, if he could finish, he'd be a world beater.
So it appears as though the time out is complete, and we will be ready to get started again, as it looks as though right in front of us in our position here in the University of Birmingham 4G pitch. Abderrazak Khattab may be coming on again, which may not be the right thing to do, given he has had some ice on his ankle just a few moments ago as the camera panned to him as he was off the pitch. There's Otero. There's a battle with Lamlas. The one thing about this Moroccan defence, they are very aggressive, very physical, aren't they? Two brutes in Hikam Lamlas and Hussam Gili. Here's Otero. Ball is stationary, does come off his back ankle, so it is moving again. You can hear it rattling. So it has got sort of audible noise inside the ball bearings to make it easy for the players on the pitch. As Dixie has explained throughout this tournament so far. Here do come Mexico. Reynaldo Rivera. Pushed off it by Redouane Bourar in the green of Morocco, and according to the laws of the game, that was a fair challenge, which it was. Just under 4 minutes to play. Morocco hold the advantage by 2 goals to nil, with 2 goals from Abderrazak Khattab, seeing them into the lead. Over now to Otero, leaving it for Eduardo Cerezo. Now he's just coming up towards the halfway line. Now is officially in the Moroccan half of the pitch. Just coming back, still good close control here by Eduardo Cerezo. Sneisler there pressing him and winning it back for Morocco. There is now Sneisler again. Good play, will get the shot away. Goes off Cerezo, bounces off the far sideboard, and will go out of play for a Morocco corner. As they are going to make themselves another change, with Khattab going to be coming back on here, the Moroccan captain. Zouhair Sneisler, I think his evening will be over as he's going to make way as he comes off, no doubt kicking himself by the fact he's not managed to score, as also Mexico make a change with Gerardo Sotelo coming on for the final 2 minutes 55 seconds that remain of this game, as Otero is the player he's made way for. So Khattab is on. How fit he is remains to be seen, Dixie.
Yeah, I can't believe they brought him back on, because he's clearly struggling. 2-0 up, 2.5 minutes, 3 minutes to go, and they bring him back on. You know, they've got an important game tomorrow. That's a strange one to me. I would want to wrap him up in a bit of cotton wool and keep him for tomorrow.
I think they probably will be hearing that and doing so. He probably will hope they will. Abderrazak Khattab. The very next game is against Brazil. No doubt seeing Brazil's performance early in the way Morocco have played, that promises to be a really good encounter, that is for sure. As it will be a Mexico corner over on this far side. Goal now to set up some drama would be very interesting, that is for sure. Remember, Mexico all in white. Sotelo is one of the takers, but there will be a Mexico sub before this corner is going to be taken. Eduardo Cerezo, he's going to go off. Jogging off, does look a bit tired, to be fair, coming off, it seems to me. And he will be replaced as, with a long lock set of hair, there will be a Mexican player coming on. You wait to see who that is, but it is Cerezo who is definitely off for Mexico. Remember who trail. Corner taken. There is now the number 11 Rivera, loses out. Morocco now have the ball inside the Mexico half of the pitch. Rivera losing out. Bourar battling away and winning it as the ball is over on the far side. Just over the 40-metre line is Khattab on a hat-trick and gets it! Again, he's injured, but he can't really celebrate too much because he's clearly carrying an injury. All 3 Morocco goals scored by that man. We've seen some fine individual displays today, but this probably ranks as the best of the lot of them. from Abderrazak Khattab. The number 10 has got Morocco's third, and he's got the previous two. Morocco 3 to the good, Mexico 0, Morocco 3.
Oh, it was a great strike with the left foot there. He's cut inside, come across the goal, and he's rifled it into the near post. As we're looking at it with his left foot, surely they're going to take him off now. I'm chuckling to myself. I can't believe they're leaving him on the pitch.
Well, still he goes on. It's remarkable, isn't it? I mean, unless he's been forced to go on, I mean, or unless he's just determined to just prove how much of a captain he is and an important figure. He wants to almost say to the Moroccan coaching staff, look, I'll stay on myself. In an ankle, his sort of left one, which had a lot of ice on it. As Mexico have got themselves a free kick. As they are 3-0 down, so they are going to be bottom of this group. Unless they can find 2 goals or they can make it 3-3 with just under 2 minutes to play. Reinaldo Rivera is going to come off for Mexico, as they will be able to bring on another substitution. As Sotelo is waiting to take it, Francisco Rangel will come back on in fact as well, just to add. It is a free kick for Mexico. It is around about sort of 7 or 8 metres out. It is a little bit to the right of the 8-metre spot, as we've not heard that for a long time. Ricardo Bonnet just tapping away at the post, the Mexico guide. It will be a free kick to the Mexicans. Can they get 1 goal back at least? Sotelo hits it. Goes off Hussam Gili. Good block. Mexico corner.
Yeah, it was a good wall there. They stood their ground and took the blow, and it's gone out for a corner.
He could easily have been dazed or a little bit confused. It did hit his upper body. Not sure, seeing that back, if it did hit him on the side of the face or just sort of hit him, sort of the trap area between his shoulder and his side of his face. But he is standing, and is standing in the sort of 3-man wall for this corner. Rangel gets it from Sotelo, tries to hit it, but they've been blocked and outcharged the Moroccan defence. Here's Khattab, still going strong on a hat-trick, remember, and he's gone for goal. He's actually on for a 4th goal, beg your pardon. He's got all 3 already. As he gets back up, again, he is not hiding the fact he is clearly in pain. If they were 3-0 down, I could kind of understand him staying on the pitch, but they're 3-0 up, and I'm absolutely bewildered. You don't often see the player is really in pain and still stay on the pitch, as Mexico have made a possible change here, I think.
Yeah, he's coming off now. He's just had a word with the coach, and you know, he's clearly in a lot of pain. He can hardly walk, and you know, hope for his own sake that's him done for today. And should put him in the back of the tent and take his boots off and throw him away.
I don't want to say that he's done, because I thought he was done. He came back on and scored a 3rd goal for himself. So we think this might be the last time we've seen Abderrazak Khattab today. That will get some ice on his ankle, as Mexico shown a lot of effort and endeavour to try and get a goal, but they're not getting their rewards for it. Still being shut out by the Moroccans as Samir Bara throws it out. It will go all the way towards Mohamed Hamouche. And he will try and get it back in, but it will go straight through to Chordiel Martinez. There is Sotelo. Rangel over there. Sotelo still going on. He's about 8 metres out. Surely he's got to shoot. Can't get it away from himself. Does shoot. And it's a good bit of keeping by Samir Bara. Diving down. Getting 2 hands to it. Now gone towards Hamouche. Good defending though by Mexico, and in particular the number 5, Carlos Rodriguez, who came on good few minutes ago now. 45 seconds left on the clock. Mexico 0, Morocco 3. Here's the score. Got to keep that ball moving, or otherwise there will be, of course, stoppage, because they've held on to it for 4 seconds. Shot comes in by Redouane Bourard, but it's one that Chodiel Martinez sees past him. As we are just over 30 seconds left on the clock on the final game of the day. Rolled across the floor. And there to intercept is Hikam Lamlas. Moroccan number 4, and he comes forward inside the German half, went for a kick, miskicked it, carries on going, almost like he meant it. As then the Mexican side can bring it clear. Ball at the feet of Sotelo, still goes on in those bright sort of salmonish pink kind of boots. Or trainers, I should say. Closed down by Bourer, and there's the full-time whistle. Well, it really is the Abdelrazak Khattab show. All done as well when he has not been fully fit, as he's off the pitch with some ice all over his ankle. As his 3 goals have seen Morocco win their opening game against Mexico and round off the day's action. He was on and off throughout the game, and just when we thought he was actually off for good, he would come on and score his hat-trick. We've seen some brilliant performances in both the women's games and the men's games on an individual note, but that is probably the best of the lot from Abdelrazak Khattab, and they top Group D after the first round of games, surpassing Brazil, who they meet next in what promises to be a real clash on Friday evening in around 2 days' time. But Mexico couldn't really match what Morocco did in terms of shots, and real good clear efforts on goal, as some of the action from the game is on show now, as Khattab, the first of his 3 goals, is here. Got it onto his left foot, driven low past the goalkeeper Carlos Minchaka, who would be replaced at half-time by Chodiel Martinez. He got it from his right foot onto his left. Brilliant play to get it onto his left foot, and the Moroccan captain would make it 1-0. He would then, of course, have a big say in scoring, of course, the second and the third goal. Zouher Sneisler would set him up for that second goal in some sort of way. It would come off Cerezo, but it would just reach and go on through to Abdelrazak Khattab, who would then stay composed and would show he's adept with both feet, as he would finish with his right foot to add to the goal he scored with his left foot. Wasn't quite the perfect hat-trick, of course. He couldn't head the ball in, which, of course, in blind football is not really customary or something that you're very often going to see. But he would get a third, and he would complete his hat-trick. He would score on his left foot. Very tight angle, impressive finish, and get it past Chodiel Martinez, as that would see the scoring done from Abdelrazak Khattab, who would finish it off and make it 3-0. But how fit he is for the next game, well, time will tell. But certainly has got his side up and running in this tournament. And to be fair, if there was a certain number 9 Zouher Sneisler having his shooting boots on, it might have been a lot more than 3-0. Full time here in the World Games Men's Blind Football Tournament, as match day 1 comes to a close in the men's group stages. It's finished Mexico 0, Morocco 3, and it's very much the Abdelrazak Khattab show.